What's that? Somebody out there will enjoy that. Anyway, we're talking about Future's End. Damn it. Future State Swamp Thing. Not Future's End. That was a totally different thing. Future State Swamp Thing. Future State Titans, and the last book of Batman Beyond so far. Yeah. So far, it's the last book. It may say final issue, but I don't believe for an instant. 1, they didn't kill off Terry. 2, they didn't have the White Wave come and get him. 3, there is no crisis presently. And 4, Terry McGinnis is too popular. And we're reviewing Acolyte at the end. Anyway, stuff I enjoyed about Swamp Thing. Yeah, I enjoyed it a great deal. I mean, I enjoy the fact that Swamp Thing had like his own children. And that they don't know their history, and I could see this going on right about the same time as the Teen Titans issue we're covering in this review too. I only had one question or issue with this particular comic book. The issue was, isn't Pandora dead? And wasn't this person at the end like a messed up Pandora? Let me know. Am I wrong? I'm trying to do it. Kind of down here at the bottom. To me, it looks like, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, to me it looks like a messed up Pandora, which that would mean she like survived swamp survived. See, I said Swamp Thing, but I meant Dr. Manhattan. When she like survived Dr. Manhattan's onslaught or whatever. And yeah, that would be first, and leave it to Pandora to do that. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of her, so if they are bringing her back to fight Swamp Thing, and this time I said mean Swamp Thing, but if they are bringing her back to fight Swamp Thing, that will be pretty cool. I mean, she'll be like, what the hell? I exploded and nobody looked for me. So, if I'm wrong, somebody tell me what that person at the end of the book was. Because to me, it honestly looks like Pandora. Yeah. Um, I kind of didn't like that it didn't tie into like this, so I don't have a neat segue for the next book. But yeah, um, Teen Titans Future State. It it introduces one of my favorite characters from the comic, from the cartoon. Red X. Yeah, it's a neat concept, but I expected the white wave to show up, the white wave from Crisis to show up any minute now and say, you know what? This is just one possible future. Something like that. Let's see, what can I talk about? The intro kind of does say that it's only one possible future, but at the same time, if they're going to bring in Red X as a serious character, they're not going to do it just as one possible future. Like how there's the Titans' future in the one I originally read from I think it was Jeff Johns, where it basically ended right before Connor's death, but it petered on there for a while afterward. But for me, the storyline was basically over when Connor died. I mean, I read every issue of that, but at the same time, the story just wasn't as good after the annual. It's kind of so. It's kind of funny how um it's kind of funny how they're bringing in Red X for this one storyline. So, and they want you to get so emotionally attached, but that's not gonna happen. Not with me. I mean, younger Teen Titans fans, I just want you to know, buckle up. If you get attached to Red X, they could suck him into a portal or make time travel or make it so this only counts in certain scenarios. Just don't get attached. That's the one thing you don't want to do. This gets a 3, where the Swamp Thing gets a 4 because the Swamp Thing actually had characters I cared about, and I could see it actually happening in mainstream DC continuity. I could see it having side effects. What if Swamp Thing had kids? This is just, oh, the Teen Titans opened an academy, and everything's all warlike, and it's a lead into that Peacemaker story that we know is coming if you read the solicits. I'm still curious enough to read the very last book of this, not of Future State in general, just of the Teen Titans. Yeah. So it was no Batman Beyond. Even this kind of disappointed me a little bit. Pick of the week so far would go to Swamp Thing, but you never know. I might change my mind at the end. Mom thought they were going to kill off Bruce, but I was like, no, Bruce ain't gonna die. Bruce does die by the 1 million event, but that's years from now. And he has to live to keep Epilogue a secret. He has to live into Epilogue. And Epilogue, he's all old and crusty and... yeah. I don't know how to put it any nicer than that. He's not handsome, debonair Bruce Wayne anymore. So I knew they weren't going to kill off Bruce. This had no mention of the previous Booster Gold story, which again we knew that Bruce had to live to keep Booster's secret. Yeah, or at least tell Rip. I don't know, something like that. And also, it creates more questions for Ink. Ink, the bad guy shapeshifter. I mean, they've been tugging us along when it comes to Ink for years now. I mean, in this, she just ends up in a cube, but there's no like plans to cure her. I feel sorry for the poor character, where there's no plans to cure her or make her better or change her body or even go back to the way things was before Flashpoint. I don't know. Just with Ink, it raises more questions than it answers, and you probably shouldn't think about it too hard, because if you think about it too hard, you get sad. Overall, it was a good book, but the fact that he meets Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman is in this issue, was a big cliffhanger, I guess. I can't come up with any nicer word to say than that, but it was a big cliffhanger. It was very much like, oh, by the way, you met Wonder Woman, and she remembers Bruce, and yeah, which means in another 10 years they will set up Batman Beyond Unlimited or whatever. The second run at the Justice League Unlimited of that universe. That is my prediction. I'd give this one a 4 as well. 4 and what's less than a half, but more than. What's less than a half, but more than. Um, a quarter, Mom. Okay. 4 and a third of. The other one, it was easy because that gets a straight up 4. Yeah. Anyway, Batman Beyond was just slightly. It wasn't It wasn't as good as Swamp Thing, but it wasn't as. It wasn't such a blatant we gotcha as, oh, we're going to put Red X in the book. So, stay tuned for my thoughts on Acolyte, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do next review. See you then. Time to finish the video. Okay, first of all, I enjoyed Acolyte the best. Of all of this week's month, week's books, there we go. Acolyte was the best. Because me and Mom both agreed it had very little commercials. What commercials it did have were all books related to this book. They are all books in this universe, and there are no ads like Bendis is coming or Snickers or thank you, Mom, or like shoes I'm not gonna buy. I mean, there's an ad for the website, but that's where you buy this. That's just confirming you bought that there. And if you go to their website, they actually talk to you. Concrete Comics does. The art is beautiful. It's very well done art. Yeah. It wasn't hard to understand, even if I hadn't picked up number 1 and number 0. Both of those things could easily. I mean, I wouldn't put it in the same universe as like this Spawn, but I would easily make it a DC hero. And again, if DC's saying every story ever matters, they need to pick up more new characters than just Batman. And Acolyte would be a perfect place to start. So, that's my opinion on that. There was no place for me to send in a letter, but that's okay. Because, like I said, all I need to do is hop online, and there you go. I can talk to them that way. I'm really tempted to give it a 5, but let's call it a B plus. Because I really did enjoy it. It really was better than a lot of the books this week. Yes, I know that Swamp Thing's out. Yes, I have it. And no, I haven't read it. So maybe the answer to the whole Pandora thing actually could have been answered, but at this point, it doesn't really matter to the book, because if they're saying that's the permanent future in that world, you should make it easy to understand. Not just, oh, he's been reading since he was 6 years old, therefore he should have seen it all already. No. If you want new readers, then set it up for new readers. Now to talk about Spawn. Spawn was pretty good as far as the Spawn book goes. Because, again, it was easy to understand. Didn't rely on, like, me actually having to explain to Mom, like, this is Al Simmons, this is Lady Spawn. I mean, and I like the little speech at the very middle of the book, not end, sorry. At the midpoint of the book, stating that she looked out for Gunslinger Spawn. And you know how much I dislike She-Spawn. I really don't like her, but this time it warmed my heart a little bit. It was like, that's nice. She gave him the bite. I mean, I still have a question. If I knew how to post links, I'd post links to the video that gave me the question I now have. Because I guess there's been 2 Redeemers. I didn't know this. Nobody explained it. There wasn't an explainer in the front of the book. There wasn't even... I'm expected to know. Anyway, which means... which Redeemer is this that's at the house of those people Cowboy Spawn killed? Remember, I hopped off back when Jason Wynn was Redeemer. And then I'm hopping back on again here at this point after 300. There's actually been 2 Redeemers, Mom. Oh. Some kid that I've never heard of, and Jason Wynn, which was Spawn's boss when he was alive. Oh. Okay. I don't know which one that is. I mean, I like the introduction of Monolith. It made me feel like I was part of the club. Because Monolith is clearly a new character. Someone that us new readers can understand. You know, Monolith was... he isn't Chapel. Or, Clown, or Billy Kincaid, or any of the other characters with previously constructed history.
haven't said who he's supposed to be.
Yeah, but you can assume that he's a brand new character, like I'm doing. In that case, I already know everything that needs to be known about them. Yeah, really no notes this time. Just, I hope the next spawn, the one that's in my box, the box, the folder they keep for me at the comic book store, is just as good as this one, because in making it easy to understand is a definite plus. I give them both B's, but for different reasons. For example, what is Clown doing on the cover? I know he's going like this, shh, but what exactly is Clown doing on the cover? Because Clown was not in this at all. There is no appearance by Clown. It's not like um Cowboy Spawn meets him, pardon me, ties him up, tries to kill him, and then has this whole monologue about how Clown will come back like he did with Cogliostro. Yeah, that's right. I was almost gonna end the video not saying that I was right, that Cogliostro is well and alive. Todd confirmed it in the little speech Cowboy Spawn gives. Was a definite plus. But back to the thing I brought up. What's Clown doing on the cover? If you know, tell me. If it's some kind of, Clown is secretly related to the farmer, or if it's some twist between this one and Spawn like 200 or so with Obama, explain it to me. Because right now it just looks like they enjoyed drawing Clown in a Santa Claus suit because it came out around that time. Not a lie, not like he's holding his gut, but yeah, I would like a bit of explainer. Anyway, good job, guys. Pick up Acolyte if you haven't done so already. Available on the Concrete Comics website. And look into Spawn. Preferably when this story's over, because you're probably gonna be lost. I don't know. But until next time, thanks for sticking with me throughout the whole video. Take care of yourself. Bob out. Where's the mouse? Oh, there it is. That's becoming part of my thing too. Last two videos I went, oh, where's the mouse? Okay. Really, Bob out. I got this for next time. I knew I was forgetting some Bob out.